Hey guys, good evening, early morning. This is Carlos over here, CEO of GAR Capital. Just wanted to go ahead and go over a couple things before the big day tomorrow. I'm sorry we didn't do a Sunday recap meeting. Nothing really went on. We wanted to get on before the Federal Reserve FOMC statement. All quiet here on the Western Front, basically, since we were waiting for the big announcement. 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the U.S. Federal Reserve. If they're going to raise rates, it looks like December has it 100% rate hike or 99.99% rate hike. That's what we're looking at right now. So I just want to go over a couple of scenarios, a couple of things we're looking for, and exactly what to position ourselves. So this is the calendar for tomorrow. We have Bank of England Governor Carney speaking at 7:15 in the morning. We'll largely ignore that. Everything's waiting on here at 2 p.m. I also want to see crude oil inventories for a couple of reasons. We had the API, American Petroleum Institute, talking about higher stockpiles of oil. So let's go ahead and take a look at crude oil at the moment. Definitely at its highs at 52.27. We finally broke that $50 handle. That's definitely due to the OPEC cutbacks and everything. And now we'll have the Secretary of State from President-elect Donald Trump elected the CEO of ExxonMobil, who has intimate ties. I don't want to say intimate, but has ties to the Russian Prime Minister slash President slash whatever you want to call him, Vladimir Putin. I do believe that'll pump up oil numbers as we go along. We have broken resistance at 51.60 on a daily chart. On a weekly chart, still have a lot to go. Next target for oil would be 55, 56. If we can get a rally past 56, I do believe 60 will be the next go around. So how will we trade oil? We would trade with dollar, Canadian dollar. There's no reason why we would trade that right now, as we have the Federal Reserve coming up, which would probably either boost all dollar pairs if we get a bullish tone with a rate hike of at least 25 basis points is the usual. But if we get a 50 basis point rate hike as the Dow's approaching 20,000 and inflationary numbers and job numbers are getting better, then we'll definitely get a longer run on dollar. That's why I don't want to trade the dollar, Canadian dollar as of yet. The best bet would be to trade Canadian dollar against the yen. So anything long Canadian dollar would be best off as our proxy oil trade. We're definitely hitting near resistance here at around 88. 88 here on Canadian dollar yen on a daily chart. On a weekly chart, I would say 88 is the way to go if we can get to 88.50. Sounds pretty good here. So I'm going to go ahead and add that to our view. Keep an eye on trade. The CAD yen past 88.50 for squeeze and rally. So we're going to keep that in mind. For the 88.50, anything above 88.50, we should be able to get a nice little rally going. That's what we're looking at. 88.50. If we can get past that, then 90 should be the next target for Canadian yen. CAD yen, excuse me. So that's exactly, I'm looking at the weekly chart. We look at the hourly chart. 88.50. Wow, right, 88.40 was the peak on the hourly chart. If we can get to around 88.50, we can go ahead and go long. You know what, let's go ahead and go to 88.70 on that trade. 88, excuse me, no, it's 88.70 for that trade. So that'll be our proxy oil trade, Canadian dollar, as we step away from dollar, Canadian dollar. Depending on where the Federal Reserve goes, I do believe it'll be a 25 basis point hike. If we get a 50 basis point hike, then definitely we're going to go long on the dollar and not go against the market. All right, so we already have a position open in dollar yen. As you know, we're at 115 in the profit now. So we're looking pretty good so far long term. On daily chart, we're definitely breaking resistance here on a daily on 115.18. Has been pretty stable there, waiting around on the daily with the Federal Reserve coming up tomorrow, the federal rate decision. So with that being said, we're going to keep that trade open. A couple of things I do want to look at on this trade. So I'm going to put the heart here on the side. We entered at what, 115, I believe. Let's go ahead and make sure we have the right number. Yeah, 115.10, I believe. 115.10. We were at 115.10, one position. If we do get a bullish hike, if we can get to 116.35, I want to add a position. Add a position with a tight SL. If we get the bullish rate hike, if we get the rate hike and the dollar does rise, there's going to be a pending, guys. That's our pending trade. Aussie dollar short. This is where I want to go here. On the daily, I do believe that we're going to go downwards a little more. 74.91. If we can get to around 74, that's my target. 74, I want to go ahead and short. I'm going to go ahead and place a pending limit order on 74. Don't want to get into it now because we don't want to predict. We just want to go ahead and react. So at 74, short. We're going to go ahead and put an SL at 76, and then we're going to put a target at around 69. 69, so we get a nice big fluid movement. Excuse me, a nice big movement where we don't get stopped. We don't get paid on the profit target right away. 69 would be perfect. That is the weekly chart. I don't see it breaking that quickly. If it does, then we'd be happy anyways. So that'll be pending. That's if all goes well with the Federal Reserve and we do get a bullish hike. If we do not get a rate hike, which is highly unlikely, but you never know, here is our pending. We would get out of the dollar-yen trade and we would go long euro-dollar. We would go long euro-dollar at 107.50 and fill that position. Long at 107.50. We would SL. We would profit target stop loss at 105, and we would TP it at the recovery point of 111. The full retracement at 111 on the daily, which would be right at this point at 111. That would be exactly where I would want it to hit. Do I see this happening? Very unlikely, but around 111 would be my target. 111.37 is the resistance point on the daily, and it'll be a full retracement back to the first week of November. So we can get that retracement if we get a miss. So that is the other pending. All right, pound dollar. Let's see here, pound dollar as well. That'll be the other trade we would get into. Remember, these are all pending. Our dollar trade, again, we had our target, didn't hit, we move on. 126.54 is the current rate. If we can get to 127.90. If we get to 127.75, we're going to look at it now. 4-hour chart to confirm that. 127.75 seems about right. That would break the resistance on a 4-hour chart. Would be the entry. The SL stop loss would be where exactly would be best? I believe 125 would be perfect. We want to keep it nice and wide. We would also move it up as we go along. Let's go ahead and look at a daily to see where our target would be. Target retracement 130, 132. We'll put a target of 132 if we don't get that. I think this is highly unlikely, but we want to go ahead and make sure that we're on the same page. So again, guys, we're already long dollar yen, and we'll add another position. So we'll put current here, and we'll have a couple of pending trades if we did get the bullish. So again, guys, I want you to put this as the pending. Put this on as your on your alarms or any kind of, excuse me, not alarms, but any kind of alarm system where you have a pending trade, open trade. We're going to put a limit order on these trades so the markets work for us. We don't have to guess. We have our positions, whether the dollar gets long or the dollar goes long, weak with it, with a non-rate hike or weak talk. So again, guys, it's all about positioning. We want to make sure that we're on the right page. The only way we add a position is if the dollar long does go in our favor. We'll add a position on 116.35. We'll move our stop loss accordingly. And as we move along, these are the only trades I want to do. The Canadian dollar yen trade is with the oil. If we do get oil inventories lower, then definitely this will be hit. So that is a trade as we're going in now. And guys, again, the fireworks will begin at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And can't wait to get started. So again, guys, if you have any questions, make sure to email me, garcapital@gmail.com. My name is Carlos. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. Not much going on. Again, guys, we'll just have these trades. We're not going to trade after that. The rest of the year should be pretty slow with low volume. So again, guys, probably light trading as we go along. It's time to make some money. I want to go ahead and bank at least 300 to 400 pips on these trades. So if all goes well, we should be able to bag that and have a great Christmas as the volume goes down. But right now, this is the big event. This is the big event, other with Dow hitting 20,000, the Dow Jones hitting 20,000, Dow Jones Industrial Average. Well, guys, we'll leave it at that. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. This is for our members in our chat room. Always feel free to chat with me directly, and we'll go from there. Okay, guys, you have a great evening, and we'll catch you tomorrow at 2 p.m. for the Federal Reserve rate statement. Have a great night, guys, a great day, and let's go ahead and bag these pips. Good night, all.